Before we break down the massive roster implications that just came down the wire for the Indianapolis Colts, please take a quick second to hit the like button on this video, as it really helps us push this crucial update out to more of the fan base. I also want to see exactly where the Horseshoe Faithful are represented today, so drop your name and your city in the comments section below to let me know where you are tuned in from ahead of this primetime showdown. The Indianapolis Colts have officially made the move that we have all been waiting for, and frankly, the move that this franchise absolutely needed to make to keep its playoff hopes alive. My sources and the official transaction wire confirmed this Monday afternoon that the Colts have activated superstar defensive tackle DeForest Buckner from injured reserve. This is the headline transaction we have been monitoring all week, and the timing could not be more critical. We are talking about the return of a legitimate defensive anchor just hours before a season-defining matchup against the San Francisco 49ers at Lucas Oil Stadium. When you look at the landscape of this team, getting number 99 back on the field changes the entire mathematical equation for defensive coordinator Gus Bradley. This is not just a depth piece returning. This is the engine of the interior defensive line coming back online exactly when the margin for error has completely evaporated. From an insider perspective, the activation of Buckner is the type of move that doesn't just show up in the box score projections. It fundamentally alters how the opposing offense has to write their game plan. I've been told that Buckner's rehabilitation has been targeted specifically for this window, and the urgency of this Monday night game accelerated the need to get him back into the rotation. When Buckner is in the lineup, everything changes regarding protection schemes. The 49ers are an offense built on rhythm, zone blocking schemes, and misdirection. To disrupt that, you cannot simply rely on edge pressure. You need a force of nature in the A and B gaps to collapse the pocket and ruin the timing of the run fits. That is exactly what DeForest Buckner brings. His presence demands double teams, which subsequently unlocks one-on-one opportunities for the edge rushers and allows the linebackers to flow more freely to the football without having offensive guards climbing to the second level immediately. Simultaneously, the front office made a corresponding move that flew a bit under the radar but speaks volumes about the state of the quarterback room. The Colts have waived quarterback Brett Rypien. On the surface, this looks like a standard procedural move to clear a roster spot for Buckner, but when you dig deeper, the implications are significant regarding Anthony Richardson. By moving on from Rypien, the Colts are signaling that they are prioritizing immediate flexibility over emergency depth, which heavily implies that Anthony Richardson is healthy enough to serve as the primary backup or is very close to a full return. If there were significant doubts about the availability of the quarterbacks ahead of Rypien, this waiver claim would not have happened today. Furthermore, this opens up an interesting tactical possibility involving rookie quarterback Riley Leonard. With Rypien out of the picture, if things get unconventional or if the Colts look to install specific packages, Leonard is now a realistic contingency option. It's not necessarily a scripted plan for heavy usage, but it tightens the room and indicates the coaching staff is comfortable with the current health of their top signal callers. To round out the roster for this primetime bout, the Colts also elevated wide receiver Coleman Owen and guard Josh Sills from the practice squad to the active roster. In December football, these are the moves that separate winning teams from losing teams. You have to have insurance policies in place. I've been analyzing the snap counts and the wear and tear on this roster, and elevating Josh Sills provides critical interior offensive line depth against a physical San Francisco front. You simply cannot go into a game of this magnitude light on the offensive line. On the other side, Coleman Owen adds a layer of versatility to the receiving core, and perhaps more importantly, functions as a primary option in the return game. Field position is going to be premium real estate on Monday night, and having a fresh set of legs who can flip the field is a strategic necessity. Let's circle back to the magnitude of Buckner's return, because I cannot stress enough how vital this is for the Colts' survival. We have watched this defense struggle with consistency when the interior pressure isn't getting home. Against a Kyle Shanahan offense, if you cannot reset the line of scrimmage, you will lose a slow, painful death by 1,000 cuts. Buckner is one of the few interior defenders in the National Football League who can single-handedly wreck a zone run scheme. He has the length to bat down passes if he doesn't get to the quarterback, and he has the power to walk offensive linemen back into the backfield. Moreover, there is a narrative element here that cannot be ignored. Buckner playing against the team that traded him away. While players will always tell you it's just another game, the energy level for a player of his caliber facing his former squad in a must-win scenario is going to be off the charts. That energy is infectious. It lifts the play of Grover Stewart next to him. It lifts the confidence of the secondary behind him. The Colts have spent the better part of December managing thin margins. We've seen them having to get creative with rotations and scheme around deficiencies caused by injury. But today's transactions tell a clear story. The cavalry is arriving. The front office understands that moral victories don't count in the standings. They are preparing for a low-margin, high-physicality trench war, where availability and adaptability will decide the fate of the season. Waiving Rypien to make room for Buckner is a calculated risk that screams all in for this specific matchup. They are trading quarterback insurance for defensive dominance, a clear signal that they believe the path to victory lies in stopping the 49ers offense, not in carrying an extra arm on the sideline. This is about survival.
The Colts know that if they drop this game, the playoff path becomes nearly impossible to navigate. These moves reflect a team that is fully aware of the stakes and is pushing their chips into the middle of the table. As we head toward kickoff, the roster is set, the key pieces are back in place, and the strategy has been revealed. The Colts are betting on their stars to shine brightest under the Monday night lights. I want to hear from you now. Do you think the return of DeForest Buckner is enough to shut down the San Francisco 49ers run game completely, or are you worried that the depth issues elsewhere might still be a liability? Let me know your thoughts in the comments.